So you're an authorizer. It's pretty rare for someone to establish a cybernetic link. Who sent you? And why? All right, I admit, I misjudged you. Let's start over. I'll go first. My name really is Antoria, and I really am the commander of the 2nd Legion, as well as my duty is to exterminate the Void. Fine, I'll back off. If you're so trusting of him, then I suppose I can also trust him for the time being.
You'll have to do better than that. Convince me.
Take a closer look at the records I just gave you. It won't take long for you to realize that there's no defeat, but with your ability to freely travel between layers, my plan to—
Okay, let's hear your plan then.
I'm not about to lay all my cards on the table. If you really want to know more, if I told you everything now, it'd only—
Brilliant. Just brilliant. Excellent work, everyone. Once this is over, I'll be sure to settle the remaining 500,000 Norn for your outstanding performance. Now,
Now it's time for you to meet your maker.
I'll whack him good! Then you can flatten him with your bike, boss.
do what you will to me, but have you forgotten about Aglia?
So, you fooled your teammates into thinking Wednesday kidnapped you, right? Perfect. That means we can use you as a bargaining chip to trade for Grey Fox once we find your father.
Fine by me, but my father doesn't take threats lightly. Even if you do manage to pull it off, the Todd family and the entire Federation will be after you. Think that's a good idea?
If it comes to that, we'll just escape to...
Go ahead. Take your time daydreaming about where you could run. Whether it's Mara, another planet, or an entirely different universe altogether. It won't make any difference. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must call my father.
Greetings, sir. Your father is reading through your message as we speak. One moment, please.
Message? You aren't planning to go straight to Kieran with this, are you?
Of course I am. I paid triple the price to modify this hidden chamber just in time for the plan. Given your excellent performance, it looks like my money was well spent after all.
Consider yourself fortunate, Asurada. With the recent spike in aberrant activity, the contents of this recording are exactly what Kieran needs right now. But before dealing with someone like him, you must take every possible precaution imaginable. I raised you to be my heir, so I understand your chances of success better than anyone. But what's your plan for afterward?
What's the matter? Worry that Kieran will change her mind? Because I hardly think the Secretary General is that type of person. Or do you find it amusing that I'm betting on the morality of a person in power at a crucial moment like this?
I've arranged for a helicopter. Once Kieran agrees to your plan, I'll have my people escort Aglaia straight to Kylo. Recent changes there will put Aglaia out of her reach. We've poured a lot of resources into that area, and they've promised their top specialists will look after her. Aglaia won't be completely safe until peace is fully restored, but this will suffice for now.
Understood. Then is it safe to assume Aglaia is still somewhere in Astra? Even after putting her under house arrest, I doubt you would force your beloved daughter to travel all the way to Odorich just for your sake. I'm already in Asperia, so I can arrange for our own transportation and security. Just give me the address, and I'll send my people there right away.
Very well, but just so we're clear, you know what to do with Wednesday if Kieran refuses to pardon them, yes?
Of course, if it comes to that, I'll get it done quickly and quietly. They won't even know what hit them.
There's no trusting you, Asarada Todd. Especially when you keep mixing lies into the truth like that. It's one of the worst tendencies a person could have.
I assure you, no one will come to any harm now that I have this footage. However, I still need you to come with me to the Tower of Fantasy and meet with Kieran.
If it means saving Grey Fox and getting the Federation off our backs, I'll do whatever it takes. But I'm the only one who needs to be there, Asarada. If Kieran asks for Anka and Nola to show up, I need you to help me convince him otherwise.
I agree. This visit to the Tower of Fantasy is dangerous enough without them. Besides, I've always meant it when I said I have no intention of harming my sister's friends. Miss Nola? Miss Anka? This is the address my father provided. The helicopter is standing by. You can head out to find Aglaia now. After you get her, fly straight to Kylo. My father's associates will ensure her safety, and the rest of you will be far better off in Kylo as well.
And if Kieran refuses to make a deal? Your father made it clear that Grey Fox stays locked up unless you succeed. And what about us?
If we fail, you'll have no choice but to infiltrate a heavily fortified villa and rescue my sister from isolation and potentially life-threatening danger. But that shouldn't be a problem for the likes of you, right?
Do you even have to ask? We're professionals. Although, you did say your family and the entire Federation would come after us if it came to that, didn't you?
If it comes to that, I'll have no choice but to take on Kieran myself. But rest assured, minor thieves like you will be the least of her concerns.
But according to Meryl, the Todd family is known for maximizing their gains while never getting their hands dirty. Cutting ties with them doesn't seem like something you do.
Miss Meryl seems quite familiar with my father's style, but I assure you that he and I aren't entirely the same. In fact, it's somewhat condescending of you to compare me to him so callously.
Over here, researcher! Look who it is!
Gray Fox? What are you doing here? What happened to taking the helicopter over to Kylo?
We thought Asurada was up to no good again, so the boss and I busted Gray Fox out of there as soon as we arrived.
Anka, that's not what we agreed on. The Tower of Fantasy is far from safe, and now you...
What are you blaming me for? The boss and I planned on taking Gray Fox someplace safe with the helicopter and waiting for you to contact us, but...
But I believed my brother's plan was too risky and insisted on coming straight here to prevent you from falling into the Federation's hands.
What's the matter, Aglia? Don't you trust me?
Oh, I trust you well enough. I trusted that you would use my friends to find me at any cost, and that you'll use the researcher to further the Todd family's interests. What I don't trust, however, is that you would defy Father so easily.
It was never my intention to harm any of Wednesday's members. I was simply giving them a bit of encouragement. That's all. And besides, how else was I supposed to make the researcher demonstrate such an extraordinary ability without applying a little pressure?
What if you were wrong? What if they can't cure the aberrants? How could anyone survive against so many aberrants without that power?
Then the Federation prison I trapped them in would have been the safest place for them to hide. I would have told Father that all of Wednesday had been turned into aberrants, and that I wiped out every last one of them. It would have been just like how I orchestrated your rescue. Except this time, you'd have to set them up with new identities good enough to fool him.
Then that's exactly what we'll do starting right now. The researcher is a member of Wednesday, and I won't let you lead our friend right into the Secretary General's waiting arms.
Listen to me, Aglia. If this was as simple as Wednesday provoking the Federation, I would have countless ways to defuse the situation and protect all of you. But do you even understand why I'm taking such extreme measures? The danger posed by the aberrants is far worse than anything you might have seen in File 049. I don't know how this so-called researcher cures the aberrants, and I don't care to know. But because your friend is capable of doing something like this, Kieran has a right to know about it. This transcends any political or family interests.
You'll need a much better reason than that if you want to convince me, Asurada.
Aglia, please. The researcher's unique power could secure not just Wednesday's safety, but also save countless others. Perhaps even all of Ida. I'm not at liberty to discuss any further details of my plan, but a genius like you should have no trouble figuring out the rest. So please, Aglia, just trust in me for today, and I promise everything will be made clear afterwards.
I can tell you're telling the truth, but your attitude of knowing it all without explaining is just like Father's, and it really annoys me. Fine. We'll be waiting for you back at the tavern, but if you don't show up, you're toast.
You have a really funny way of wishing people good luck, you know that?
Good day, everyone. My name is Yang, and I'm Secretary General Kieran's personal assistant. The Secretary General is ready to meet with you, Mr. Asurada. Please come with me.
Looks like it's time for your big meeting. We'll just leave the rest up to you two.
Actually, Secretary General Kieran specifically requested to meet with all four of you. This way, please.
Hey, boss. Should we come up with an excuse to get out of here?
What's gotten into you, Anka? You're normally fearless to a fault.
Yeah, but there's nothing normal about the Asperia Tower of Fantasy, don't you think? This place is worse than 10 public security bureaus combined. It's like dealing with an entire army of Merrills.
Don't get carried away, Anka. An agent of Meryl's caliber is rare, even within the Federation. And they'd be lucky to have someone with even a fraction of her talent on their side. Besides, I trained you myself, so you have no—
But We were only supposed to grab the researcher and fly out of here. Now we're suddenly stuck in the Tower of Fantasy. It's like we're sitting ducks in a lion's den.
Or maybe a lamb thrown to the wolves?
That's enough, Gray Fox. Anka's clear.
Miss Yang, here are the documents for the meeting 2 days from now. After the last meeting, Secretary General Kieran asked me to have you review and summarize their contents before handing them over to her.
2 days from now? Let me see. These are for the meeting regarding the network's smart city, aren't they? Make 4 copies, send 2 to my office, and deliver the other 2 to the Smart City Control Department. Make them single-sided, numbered, and clipped, not stapled.
Understood.
Meeting set for the afternoon 2 days from now. I'll need those files on my desk before 10 tomorrow morning. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Secretary General Kieran's office is at the end of this hallway. She's been anticipating your arrival. In the meantime, the rest of you can follow me to my office for tea and refreshments.
So, where are the tea and refreshments?
Right this way. If you'd be so kind as to step inside.
Inside what? Your custody?
Well, that's a luxury compared to prison, wouldn't you agree? Unless, of course, you'd prefer a stay in our high-security facility 20 meters below the tower. By all means.
So, you want us to surrender just like that?
Of course not. But our only advantage right now is Gray Fox. Aside from us and Asurada, no one here knows that Aglia and Gray Fox are the same person.
Even if we are detained, they wouldn't stop a Todd from playing games, right? While you two are in there, I'll find out what's really going on here, including what you and my brother are hiding.
If things go south in our meeting, we'll find a way to let you know. 3 against 1 is way better odds than taking on a whole crew right now.
Man, you guys and your big brains. It's a good thing we're buddies, 'cause I can't keep up with all this overthinking stuff.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to see you again, Secretary General Kieran. I've been meaning to visit ever since our family's last dinner party, but it's hard to impose on such a busy person.
I take it you're the Kylo researcher who cured the aberrants in the video?
Yes.
Forgive me, Secretary General. I should have known to dispense with the pleasantries. Allow me to get straight to the point. When I sent you that video footage, I mentioned a certain deal.
The answer is no, Asarada Todd. Team X was established to prevent the leak of File 049's contents, not to waste my time over the protection of some petty thieves. But you did bring this researcher here. I'll give you that much.
Are you aware that our friend here is also a member of Wednesday? If you fail to rescind the order for their arrest, I doubt the researcher would be willing to tell you everything you want to know.
Kylo researchers, you never cease to surprise me. Tell me, what will it take for you to share the secrets of your aberrant curing technique with me? Perhaps a bit more hospitality?
Something tells me your idea of hospitality doesn't include steak dinners or fancy hotel rooms.
You're quite the talker, aren't you?
There's no need to continue this charade, Secretary General. That bottle of sleeping pills on your desk has all but given you away. And judging from the size of the bottle, it appears your prescription is even stronger than my own. Do be careful, as I've been told the elderly are not meant to take too much of these. I can empathize with your situation. However, with the aberrants appearing more frequently and in greater numbers, and with Kylo up to their usual unspeakable schemes, do you really have the time or energy to show our friend this hospitality of yours?
No matter what you say, I simply can't let them go. The best I can offer is to keep them detained in the Tower of Fantasy until the situation is resolved. Then, we'll reconsider their fate.
Like you, Secretary General, I hate wasting time haggling, but I am determined to secure a pardon for Wednesday, and I won't stop until I get it. If you turn me away now, I'll have no choice but to add to your already sizable list of woes. You'll be so busy that a couple of file-stealing miscreants will be the least of your worries.
And how exactly are you gonna do that?
Well, I could always start by uploading that footage onto Echo for the world to see. I can already see the top story now. A mountain of corpses appears. Omnium experiments believed to be at fault.
You'd pit the Todds against the Federation for some petty thieves? I knew it. You're not that reckless without good reason. Fancy that. Wednesday's genius hacker, the mysterious Gray Fox, is your very own sister, Aglia Todd. I believe we also met each other at your family's last dinner party, yes?
You'd better take that back. I'll have you sued for slander.